Get Out is directed and written by Jordan Peele and it stars Daniel Kaluuya, Allison Williams, Catherine Keener, and Bradley Whitford, among others. And this movie is about an interracial couple, a black man and a white woman, who go and visit her family in the weekend on the countryside. And once they are there, they start meeting her family. And things start to get a little bit weird for Chris, who's our main character. He starts to see things and to become a little paranoid about what he sees, hears, and what he witnesses in general. Now, I'm a huge fan of Key and Peele from their comedy shows. These two are genius comedy writers and genius comedy actors, so I was very curious to see how Jordan Peele would transit into the horror genre and as a director and writer, even though I know he writes his own comedy. And this is a film that you would never guess that is being directed by a first-time director, be it by Jordan Peele or anyone else. This is a film that you would never guess that one person would haven't at least attempt to make good films 3, 4, 5 times at least before this one. Get Out is an extremely well-thought, thought-provoking, and clever film that is put together so beautifully. Jordan Peele directing this film is so good. There is such good, clever, intelligent, deep, thoughtful storytelling in this film. There are so many layers to this story and what this story means and what it's trying to say. I really, really respect, admire, and enjoyed this film, all due to his directing. His writing as well is very strong. I think all the characters in this film are very, very well thought out. They are all layered and they all land to the scary element of this film. This is definitely a horror movie, and this is a horror movie that, yes, one of its downfalls is that it has a little too many jump scares and a little too many horror tropes that you've seen 1,000 times before, but even with that, from beginning to end, this movie knows that what truly is scary and the simplest ways to create a truly scary horror movie is to put the audience and the characters in the film into familiar situations and create some paranoia about that. This movie focuses on the paranoia that Chris is feeling as he is the only black man in this house with his girlfriend, meeting her parents for the first time, surrounded by white people who only have him as the center of attention. And that, even if it isn't a race issue, if you're not comfortable being the center of attention, it will be relatable on a level to you. Daniel Kaluuya plays Chris, our main character, and I have never seen this man before, but he is so good in this film. I really like this guy. Yeah, and I like Chris. Chris is a very honest, very pacifist, very calm person. He's basically the most normal guy you think you can ever meet, but he's not bland in any way. There's a lot that you can see to this guy. He is charming, he is endearing, he is kind, and you can see that there is love in his relationship with Allison Williams as Rose, and she is also great in this film. I really liked Allison Williams in this film. I think her character has so many layers to her, as I said about the characters in this film, but she adds so much to the character itself. She really is someone who, through her performance, tells you that she must play this character. And again, I think the all-around cast was great, and I think the characters were all great and well thought out. And without spoilers, you must absolutely look out for a scene between Daniel Kaluuya and Catherine Keener that is just fucking gold in every sense of the word. Acting, directing, writing, cinematography, sound, editing. Just look out for that scene. And I do have some comments about the film that maybe it is not my place to make them. Maybe I'm not the right person to do them. And I think Andre the Black Nerd made a great review of this film. He made a great video, as I love his videos so much. If you want someone who's more connected to this issue, go and watch his video. I will say that this movie is not necessarily about racism. Yes, racism plays a part, and it lands to the scary element of the film very well, but it also seems to be very racial baity. Again, it probably isn't my place to talk about this stuff on the internet. And I'm not bashing the movie because of this. I love this movie. But at points, because of directions the movie goes into, it seems like it's just using the race issue as a vehicle to get to those points. There are pacing issues with this film. There are sequences that just are a little off, and they don't necessarily add a lot to the story and are just there to be very, very weird. I'm sure a lot of people have talked about this. There is one part where Chris is on the outside of the house at night, and then this guy comes and runs to him, and then he just turns to the right before he would eventually clash. That scene really served no purpose, even after you find out what is going on. There's also one scene, without spoilers of course, where you are listening to a dialogue between Rose and Chris, and you are seeing something else. Again, without spoiling. These are people just doing something silently, and it really makes no sense for them to be doing it silently, or to be there doing that, or to be there doing that at that very moment. Both these sequences are very weird and don't lend much, and on context don't make a lot of sense, but they are still beautifully directed, and there's a great score to this film. As this movie starts to reach its conclusion and it starts to give you little hints of what is truly going on, you start to put the pieces together. And at one point, at least for me, the movie died down a little bit until the very finale came in, and it was beyond satisfying. It was beyond cheering for what was going on screen, and I really raised my hands up like this and I screamed, yes, yes, yes. My last issue with this film that I want to talk about, and it's honestly the smallest issue, but it's because just everyone was doing such a great job when it comes to acting and character, that when Caleb Landry Jones, who played Banshee in X-Men's First Class, came in, he was just so over the top and so in your face about wanting to be scary and weird. To me, it just seemed off. I realized the intention there, but the intensity of the actor himself and the lines he delivered were just off. I think this movie is very subtle in what it's trying to do and what it does. I think this movie is genius in trying to add so much substance and so much significant substance to a horror film, to a genre film. It has so much to say, it has such great characters, it has such great comedy. This movie is funny as hell as it is scary. It feeds on the paranoia of the audience. It rewards the paranoia of the audience. It has rich characters and a rich history with rich layers under the surface. Get Out is an excellent debut as a director for Jordan Peele. I am looking forward to see so much more of him. Get Out is honestly one of the most satisfying movies of the year. It is beautifully directed, shot, written, Sharpie dialogue, funny dialogue. Get Out is absolutely a collector's item. What did you think of Get Out, my beautiful geekies? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Do you like Jordan Peele? Let me know what is your favorite sketch from Key and Peele. Check the description to go and join the beautiful Geeky Community Facebook group where you can meet many other geekies and many awesome people in general. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are the freaking best. I love you all from the bottom of my heart, so I'll see you later today, and until then, you stay beautiful and you stay geeky, and if you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button and the bell so we can be geeky united!